human toll for both sides from the morning's fighting was staggering. In more than 12 hours of fighting July 1st, approximately 16,000 soldiers were killed, wounded, or captured. It would be left to the Medical Corps, Gettysburg civilians, volunteers, and relief organizations to treat the wounded in makeshift hospitals throughout the town. And more than 600 wounded were treated here at the seminary in this building, and at least 74 perished on this spot where we are gathered today. At the 150th anniversary of the battle, 1 year ago, the doors of the Seminary Ridge Museum opened to the public and inaugurated a new chapter in the history of this historic building. Operated by the Seminary Ridge Historic Preservation Foundation in partnership with the Adams County Historical Society and the Lutheran Theological Seminary at Gettysburg, the museum's permanent exhibit, Voices of Duty and Devotion, focuses on three main areas: the pivotal first day of the battle, the care of the wounded afterwards, and larger issues of faith and freedom. The historic building has been preserved and rehabilitated as a dynamic, state-of-the-art educational experience. And we are convened here today on the first anniversary of the museum to dedicate this replica Union 1st Division 1st Corps ambulance wagon and to honor the generosity and vision of museum founders Phil and Amy Spoggy from Vandalia, Ohio. Phil has a lifelong interest in the Civil War, is a collector, and currently serves as National Commander of the North-South Skirmish Association. The gift of this ambulance will help us tell the important stories of the Medical Corps and attendants, as well as those of the wounded. Having this replica ambulance on site will enhance the museum's ability to educate families and groups of all ages on the care of the wounded by the doctors, the nurses, the civilians, and the relief organizations in this actual location where the care was given. We are particularly grateful to the Spoggys for their commitment to advancing educational interpretation and appreciation of the suffering and sacrifice of the Gettysburg wounded. This gift is given and is accepted in memory of Phil's maternal grandmother, Helen Taylor Amon, a teacher in a one-room schoolhouse who throughout her lifetime shared her love of books and reading with her grandson, and we'll hear more about that. It is a fitting tribute and appropriate to the educational mission of the museum and the use of the ambulance to teach future generations. Year after year, this ambulance will serve as an enduring symbol of the human toll and history's decisive legacy that took place on this hallowed ground. I have to say it is extremely appropriate to be having this ceremony on this side because I am standing on the steps of the Peace Portico, which was installed in 1914 to honor the wounded that were cared for here in the hospital. It is now my pleasure to turn this ceremony over to Phil Spoggy.
I won't keep you standing very long. I just want to thank everyone who is attending this. I want to say that there's some special people out here today with us. My cousin Kurt, who shared my grandmother, we shared grandmothers, came from Ann, Ohio, surprised me last night to honor our grandparents. We were very lucky. They lived on a farm where we both grew up on the farm. We spent a lot of time with our grandparents. Barbara indicated my grandmother was a one-room school teacher. She believed in books and education and reading and history, and she impressed upon those values upon our grandchildren. I also would like to recognize all the members of the North-South Skirmish Association who are here. It's the country's oldest Civil War organization, founded in 1950, and is full of some of the most preeminent Civil War historians today, including the boss black hat, Lance Hurtigan, author of many of the books on the Iron Brigade, of which I've been a proud member for 30 years. We are on hallowed ground, and 151 years ago today, if you look to your west, you're seeing some of the bloodiest ground in American history on East McPherson's Ridge. I feel the first day of the battle gets short shifts sometimes, but if you take a look at the units who fought, North and South, look at their casualty figures, read the tales and the stories of the men who struggled 500 paces that way, you will see that it really was the pivotal day of the American Civil War. And this museum tells its story in grand fashion, and it's long overdue. Thank you all for attending. I really appreciate it. Post the colors.
Yeah, please.
A little bit about the colors. Thanks for reminding me. If I didn't have Denise to keep me between the navigational beacons, I'm telling you, I'd be lost. Posting the colors, those are the colors of the 19th Regiment Indiana Volunteer Infantry, which was a regiment of the Iron Brigade. They fought just to the west of here. They retreated to their last hopeless stand, which was the barricade of rails, no more than 100 yards from here, and a large number of their soldiers were in the hospital and treated here immediately after the battle. So there's a direct connection with the 19th and the Iron Brigade with this hospital.
Ready?
Yep.
We're now going to do the unveiling.
Yep.
Step 1 will be step 2.
Hold the tarp off.
Bill, if you would please stand right where Barbara is standing, I would appreciate it, and Amy.
We have one extra surprise for you.
One extra special surprise.
Oh, no.
Huzzah! Huzzah!
Hip hip! Huzzah! Hip hip! Huzzah! Hip hip! Huzzah!
I just want to say in conclusion that we are very grateful to Phil and Amy for their generosity to advance the educational interpretation and appreciation of the suffering and sacrifice of the Gettysburg wounded through this donation. We also thank sculptor Gary Castile for lending his time and talent and baptizing in paint this ambulance representing the 1st Corps, 1st Division of the Army of the Potomac. Year after year, generation after generation, as the ambulance stands near the entrance to the Seminary Ridge Museum, it will serve as an enduring symbol of the human toll and history's decisive legacy that took place on this hallowed ground. Thank you all for attending. Enjoy the rest of your day here on Seminary Ridge.